And now we are here with Professor Mario Ascheri, a wonderful historian of all things Sienese, including law and the Palio as well. Yes, and so he was here at the presentation of the Drappellone, or the Palio banner, and I'd like to hear his thoughts on what he thinks of Massimo Stecchi and his interpretation of this Palio for Provenzano.
Si parli di interpretazione, giustamente bisognerà vederlo con calma da vicino, and we'll see it on 29th because we'll visit the Church of Provenzano, which is the church established in the early 17th century just for the Medici family glory. And then along the 17th century became the second Palio dedication to Our Lady, the Virgin of Provenzano. And we'll see better because it was not completely clear, but we saw this classical series of horses like in a monument ancient, you know, many horses, and even the Virgin is with like a marble, no, an ancient column.
Yes,
really interesting. And the boy with the running boy towards the future, now is our friend presenting. Duccio Benocci spoke of personification of Palio, always young. Could be, but anyway, a boy is always youth, is life. So is, and what is, I think, beautiful, not only of course, the color. The main color remembers, of course, the wave colors, but I can't say any more about this because there are many friends around. But really was a good idea, this color so precious, because the rich materials are permanent in the Sienese art, is a feature of Sienese art, always this aspect, always this, as always in Siena, no? The magnificent of the things we do. And even is a simple, a simple composition, but there are the main topics are included. So the Virgin is very classical, even the horse. I think should be well loved by the people. You know, Sienese are always very suspicious with new styles and so on. But of course, there is to do new palios, new drawings and so on. This is simple and could be with this the context even of the dark images, no? The dark on this sky is a good idea, I think. As in the, I don't know if it is possible to do some
yes.
some
publicity for the artist.
publicity.
Yes,
So you see here, there is an exhibition now at the Fondazione Monte dei Paschi only for few days, but you see here furore policromico, so this figure del corteo storico, and here we have some, you see this again, the colors are always black and white, again red, and so this is a constant feature. Look at this, look at this.
In fact, I was actually expecting there to be more red in the Drappellone, but he went with mostly blues.
Yeah, yeah, you see this again. I think is because you see it's not a long career. He at a certain point he entered this new life, but he was in the main staff of the Selva,
In
of
fact,
the
and
Contrada.
I saw,
Yeah.
if I may, Professor, I saw that he studied with Ali Hassoun, who did
Yeah,
the Palio
yeah,
banner
yeah,
of
yeah,
2010
yeah.
that the Selva actually
That
won.
Palio was much more discussed.
Yes, it was.
You remember?
I do.
But this is classical and new at the same time. I think it could be loved, really loved. But we'll say more in Provenzano. So 29th at 6:30.
5:30?
No, but in Provenzano will be
yes.
at the end of our tour,
right.
6:30 I think, no, 6:30. So. And Provenzano is a very important church for the history of the Palio. So we'll have to spend some time quietly in Provenzano.
Thank you, Professor.
Okay.
I have to say that I was very excited to hear you speak in English. It's the first time. So Professor Ascheri will be with us.
Sometimes I remember that I was a teacher even in Tulane University.
Oh, okay,
At
New
Tulane,
Orleans.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Wonderful.
New Orleans has or had something like Siena, some points like Siena.
Well, please stay tuned with us on Palio Live. We will be with Professor Ascheri from on the 29th, on the 30th, and on the 1st, and we're going to talk about the 3/3, the terzi of
It
Siena.
will be the first step. Remember, only the first.
Allora, saremo con Professor Ascheri il 29, il 30 e il primo luglio per parlare dei terzi di Siena, così impariamo un po' la storia di Provenzano, soprattutto perché questo palio è dedicato alla Madonna di Provenzano, quindi impareremo di questa chiesa.
But we'll stress even the area of Camollia, because there is something like a concentration of Sienese history from the very beginning to the end of the Republic. So we have to.
In fact, so come back with us on the 29th of June. We will be here from 9 o'clock a.m. live in the Piazza del Campo to learn about the horses and see who's going to get chosen to run and then which horse goes with which Contrada. And then later in the afternoon, we'll be speaking with guys and girls from the Contrada to see how they're feeling about their horses and eventually their jockeys. And then from 5:30, we will be with Professor Ascheri in the third of Camollia, and we will finish in Provenzano.
Last news.
Dica.
My history of Siena is forthcoming in English. Yeah, during the summer, published by Routledge, London, New York.
Wonderful. Okay, yes, Professor Ascheri has written wonderful histories. I have them in Italian, but it would be much nicer to read them in English sometimes, I have to be
job
honest.
now was of the translator, so he worked so hard that I said, Brad, please come with me in the front page, because it was not easy. Do you remember the
I've done a few translations for the Palio. It's very difficult.
Concentrate the history of Siena. And so, but I think the results are good. So, you'll see, you'll judge.
We'll see, we'll judge, and we'll enjoy. So thank you very much, and that's good evening from us at Palio Live. Buon Palio a tutti.